Today we are going to talk about mind mastery, the trainer's training program. We can conquer ourselves and we can unleash the power within you. With the infinite power of our mind, we can redesign our destiny. Actually, there is a treasure house within ourselves. We are not using it at all. We can create the kind of life we want. And there are a lot of evidences of unlimited power of our mind. You can see the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in the earth. It has come out of the mind of somebody. And mind is the most fundamental resource on earth. And you can create anything you want. You can create, people created flying machines. 1 century back, people thought about creating a flying machine. Out of the thought, now we are flying in A380. Out of the thought, it has been created. And the biggest dam, hydroelectric project on earth across Ganges river in China, it has come out of the thought of somebody. And you have huge unlimited power within yourself. And we can harness this kind of power within yourself. And this is called the mind power. And actually, the satellite, it has come out of the mind of somebody. And we are using for internet, we are using for the mobile phones, we are using for satellite TVs. And Kashigasaki Karaiva, the nuclear energy plant, it has come out of the thought of somebody. And the tallest bridge on earth, it has come out of the thought of somebody. And Brooklyn Bridge, 1.5 centuries back, it has come out of the thought of somebody. And thought can create anything in this world. Anything we can create. Even countries, Singapore is the smallest country, but the thought of Mr. Likwani, the country emerged out of nothing, and we can create anything. And you can see Mr. Obama, out of his thoughts, he has emerged and the most important leader in the entire world. But even today, his brother, George, is living in Kenyan slums. And it's the power of the mind of Obama, and it has created him to that level. And you know the story of Dr. Kalam, out of his thought, and he has reached from the early childhood, from a small village to the President of India. Another president from untouchability and slavery, and he has rose to the level of President of India. And there are a lot of opportunity. Actually, we are not using the opportunities. And with the power of mind, we can reach anywhere. Even without the hand, people are reaching to the highest level. Even without the hand, people can, fly. And people fly. And Jessica Hawks has become a pilot. Even without legs, there are people became pilots. Even without legs, somebody has gone to the Mount Everest. He could scale Everest. And you might be knowing the story of Mark Zuckerberg. From the school dorm, he has created this Facebook. So these are the evidences of unlimited power of our mind. There are the billionaires. He rose from their mind. And my own quote: you are the author of your future. You can create your future with your thought. And the experts of the mind, they speak. Your mind can create anything. You can create. And the kind of power you want, your health, your wealth, your happiness. So what I'm trying to explain, your mind is immense. Whatever you want, you can create it. So Professor William James speaks about, if you keep a picture of what you like to be, and you can keep that picture in your mind, if you hold that picture there for long enough, then you will be exactly as you have been thinking for quite a long time. So the languages of our subconscious mind is images. So keep that image there for long enough, then you will become exactly as that you have been thinking. And this is exactly Patanjali have been explaining. You need to have a great thought, an extraordinary thought that will expand your capabilities. And Dr. Holmes was also explaining about the power of mind. Mind once expanded the dimension of a larger idea. It returned to the original size. And Schwarzenegger also explaining, mind is the limit. And to envision, to do. And if you believe you can do something, then definitely you can do. And Gandhiji once explained, the mind is the product of our thought. What do you think that you become? And Kennedy explained, the human mind is our most fundamental resource. And to accomplish great things, for example, in your place, you want to have a 20-story building. Initially, you need to dream. Then you can visualize that building coming there. Then you need to plan. Then you can believe that building is coming there. Then people will come and subscribe out of your belief. Then finally you can act. There are people succeed, there are some people that do not succeed. What's the difference between the people succeed and do not succeed? And people do not succeed, they only have the action. Whereas the people who succeed, they have the dream and they visualize, they plan and they believe and they act. But the people who fail, they have only action. And Quran says, God will not change the condition of folks until they change what is in their hearts. And Bible says, be careful what you think, because your thought runs your life. And Rigveda speaks, when there is a harmony between mind, heart, and resolution, nothing is impossible. Again, the chapter 6 of Bhagavad Gita says, Uttared Atman Atmana, Na Atmanam Avasadhi, Atmeva hi Atmano Bindu, Atmeva Atmana. If you awaken your mind is your best friend. And if you allow to cripple your mind will be your worst enemy. So I was explaining about the capabilities and unlimited power of your mind. Then what is mind? Mind is a source of energy in our body, just like electricity. And our body and your brain is the hardware, and your mind is a software. And you can reprogram our mind power. We can reprogram the software. And actually, the mind power is the application of mind's potentialities. It is used for achieving goals and objectives. And you can train your mind to create the life you want. And you can train, you can recreate your mind, your software, to the kind of life you want. And mind comprises of many images, emotions, and attitudes. And there are a lot of talents. You have the talents to sing. You have the talents to draw pictures, images. And you have the memory and feeling and desires. And mind has two parts. One is conscious mind and another one is subconscious mind. And conscious mind is a very, very small part. It has only 10% of the power. And the subconscious mind is having 90% of the power. And powers of the conscious mind is very limited. It comprises of the five senses, the vision, hearing, smell, taste, and the touch. And the power of the conscious mind include the movement and identifying and seizing opportunities, judging, decision making, and the selection. And the power of subconscious mind include the dreaming, healing, and your health and immune function, and even the body growth. Even your subconscious mind controls the death and the wisdom and spiritual intelligence, even mental clock. And if you set your alarm to get up at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, you want to go somewhere by a train or a plane, And before 4 o'clock, just 1 minute before that, you will get up. And who will you are? Your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind create any number of opportunities. There are three parts in you. One is your conscious mind, the second one is subconscious mind. That is your body. Your conscious mind is just like a captain in a ship. And captain, for example, the captain in the ship, we know only the French language. And the crew members, they are all Chinese people. They do not understand French at all. The captain instructed them to let the ship go to Singapore. But the crew members, what they understood, let the ship now go to Cape in South Africa. And where it will go? Definitely, where the crew members, what they understood. There's a huge communication gap. The same communication gap we have. Because, and the conscious have a lot of language, maps, and different logical analysis, but our subconscious mind language is totally different. Subconscious mind has only one language, that is images, and sometimes emotion is also there. And that's the reason, people with ranks, a lot of rank holders, they do not reach to the highest level. And we cannot see much of the rank holders they have in their own hospital. There are many medical doctors, and after their rank in their education, they cannot have their own hospital. But there are many people with the minimum education they have, they are owners of the hospitals. Because the people, they visualize, they imagine, and there are a lot of people with matriculation, they have hundreds of crores wealth because they visualize, they see many things. And your mind is like a garden. And if you plant something like, corn, and the seed of the corn will grow. And whatever you plant, if you plant sugarcane, you can see the sugarcane will come out of that garden. And if you plant mango tree, and after 5 years we can see a lot of mango, or we can have it. But if you plant hemlock, the most poisonous tree on earth, you can see the poisonous tree will grow there. It's just like, it represents your thought. If you plant good thoughts in your mind, and good thoughts will come out of your mind, and good things will happen in your life. But if your mind is fed with the bad thought, negative thoughts, and negative things will happen in your life. And your mind is again like a camera. And what is going to the camera, it's going to the hard disk. And once it is recorded in the hard disk, and we can take a printout of that. And mind is again something like that. Once you take a printout of that, similarly, what is going to your subconscious mind, that is in the future, that is what is happening in our life. For a child, what has happened in the early childhood? It has gone from the circumstances. The child gathered a lot of images and emotions. It has gone into the subconscious mind of the child. And exactly that is happening in the life of the child. For example, a child in the early childhood, the child see the problem among the parents. There's a cold war, the warring parents, the child will see that. It's all negative impact happening in the early childhood. And it's a negative cycle. It will most probably, more than 90%, the same thing will be repeated in the future life of the child. And but in the same way, if the child has got a very good background, the early childhood, and what was fed into the mind or the subconscious mind, the visual images, that the hardest, that the child can take a printout later. And why failures and fears, and we have in our life a lot of tragedies in life, and evil things and humiliations happening in our life. Stress, a lot of anxieties and anger we have, and why it is happening so. These are the contaminations. Your, your mind and our mind, we have a lot of contaminations and impurities in our mind. And this is causing all the fears and all the problems in our mind. And if you are able to remove all these problems, you can reprogram your mind. By reprogramming your mind, you can have huge wealth and you can have better health. You can have excellent health and you can have an ideal relationship and happy, intimate relationship with your spouse and children and family. And you can have wonderful life, you can have success, you can have courage, you can have confidence, and you can have inspiration in your life. And you can have acceptance in your life. You will be a success. You can reprogram your life in such a way you can have a huge success in your life. And you can unleash this kind of power from within your subconscious mind. And there are methods and systems in the mind power to reprogram your subconscious mind. For example, if there are contaminations happened from your early childhood, maybe later part of your life, something happened, it has gone into the subconscious mind of your life. And you can wash it off, you can throw it away, you can recreate, you can reprogram your subconscious mind. You can have a great, wonderful life from reprogramming. And if you are using only 20% of your abilities, now by reprogramming you can have 80-90% of your abilities. And if you have happy time, very, very little happy time, now you can have 25% of the happy time. Now you can increase this happy time to 80% of the happy time. For that, what you have to do is you have to remove all the impurities from your life, your hard disk, your subconscious mind. And after removing all these impurities, you have to set a goal. You have to see and feel where you want to go. And you have to visualize that. And you can apply the power of affirmation. Then you can continuously use meditation to reprogram your mind. And prayer is another method. And a role model. If you model on somebody where exactly where you are working, your ideal area. And you can use a vision board as a tool. Again, your auto suggestion could be regularly, every day, whenever you have time, you can have auto suggestion for reprogram your mind. And there are different methods to remove impurities from your mind. There are methods in forgiveness and feeling gratitude, unconditional love, and belief transformation. And we believe, and then you can change the attitude, change of attitude. And you might have heard about law of attraction. You are a magnet. You attract good things and bad things. And by reprogramming your mind, you can attract only good things. Actually, you are attracting good things. And you can attract circumstances, you can attract events, you can attract people with your dominant thoughts and your emotions and your self-talk, your visualization. So, if you are able to visualize and attract, then you can think intensely and frequently about success. You will get it. So, how you are able to attract these things and how this magnetic power you can achieve. First thing, there are a lot of contaminations in your mind. And if you have the feeling of guilt and anger and revenge, and when you have consistently the feeling of revenge, guilt and resentment, and then you think about that, the thought becomes things, and that is going to repeat in your life. But if you are able to remove from your mind, you forgive completely, then you feel gratitude. And if you feel gratitude, That's going to happen in your life every day. Then you are going to attract your law of attraction, your magnetic power. You are going to attract maybe 12 times of what you are thinking, and the love what you are going to attract, and it's manifold. And but at the same time, the same power, if you are going to attract with anger, resentment, and blame, the same thing, the bad things, an accident, problems, diseases, contaminations, many things people are attracting now. And by reprogramming, and what we can do is we can remove off all these contaminations, and we can make our mind very clear for attracting good things in our life. And we have to focus. The sunlight outside is scattered, and if we hold a magnifying glass in sunlight, we can focus the sunlight to where you want to have the result. And if you have a goal, and if you focus all your thought into one area where you have a goal, we have 60,000 thoughts in a day. If you focus your thoughts into one goal, it's going to be ignited. It's going to have a result. It's going to happen in your life. And every thought we think is creating our future. Just like if you start building a building, every brick by brick, you are constructing that building, you are building that building. And similarly, every thought we think is creating our future. Your thought is the most fundamental resource. With that, you can create anything you want. And there are extra sensory perceptions. And you can train yourself having telepathy. And in our training program, in the trainers training program, we train people how to have telepathy and how to have clairvoyance and how to have intuition and deja vu and premonition and how these bad things are going to happen to us, and telekinesis. And we teach people to walk over thousands of broken glasses. That means that we will break thousands of bottles, and we will make people to walk over the glasses, and we will help people to our trainers to walk over the fire, and we teach fire walking. So this is also a kind of telekinesis. And clairaudience, we may be able to listen where people speak thousands of kilometers away and astral projection, leaving your body somewhere. You can see and perceive things happening in somewhere. And once you expand your mind, there are techniques to expand your mind. It's a fuel. We are giving fuel to your mind. And there are techniques in creating wealth by using mind power. And wealth creation in mind power. And actually, Vedas explains about creating wealth. If you create wealth, it should be through dharma. That's what explained in Purushartha. You can create as much wealth as you want based on dharma. That means if you do a training program, if you charge 5,000 rupees from your participants, if you are able to deliver the benefit at least for 20,000, and what you have received, the 10,000 rupees, is a good money. It's a money of the dharma. It's based on dharma. But if you are delivered only, the worth is only 3,000, it's not based on dharma. So Veda supports creating wealth based on dharma. And Purushartha speaks about dharma, artha, kama, moksha. And wealth creation based on dharma. Then kama, sat kama, good enjoyment. Then moksha. Not only the moksha of one person, and should be the moksha for a group of people and people around us. And Islam speaks about how to earn and how to spend. And Islam always supports earning good wealth. halal method, and it should be used for pious purposes. And wealth creation is an imperative, and it's a vehicle for higher values. And Bible speaks about poverty is a penalty for ignorance. And Veda again speaks about knowledge. And if you acquire a lot of knowledge give you a lot of ideas. And through idea you can create a lot of wealth. And wealth creation, actually, it's a road to salvation, and you can have salvation through that. And actually, if you are able to do, you can transplant the psychology of the mindset of the wealthiest people on earth. You can create the mindset of the wealthy people, and by that, you can create any amount of wealth in your life. And if you are able to create wealth in your inner mind, you are creating wealth in the outer world. And the wealth will manifest in your outer world. Actually, what we are seeing is three-dimensional world. A three-dimensional world in the sense, one dot is one dimension, and one line is two-dimension. What you see, you and me, we are three-dimensional beings. And four-dimensional being, it's a feeling. And five-dimensional, it's a time and space. And sixth dimension, it's imagination, it's a creation. And seventh dimension, it's a divine creation. And if you're able to create in your sixth dimension we are not able to sense with our five senses. If you are able to create something in your sixth dimension, and what you create perfectly in the sixth dimension, and you can have it in the third dimension. And why people, after imagining many things, it is not happening in third dimension? Because the creation in the sixth dimension is not perfect. If it is perfect, it has to come out. And if it's not perfect, it will not come out. Once it's perfect, so the childless couple, they want to have a child. They always think about a child. They dream about a child. They imagine about a child. And they remove all the impurities of the mind. They see. And from their thought, it will manifest. If they are able to create the image of a child in their subconscious mind, in the sixth dimension, if the creation, if it is perfect, and maybe after 1 year or 2 years, they will once they conceive mentally, the physical body will conceive, and they can have a child. A person want to have a marriage. Once they mentally they have created, once they feel it, they are at it. They have created in the sixth dimension. They can have it. And once somebody has created an apartment or a house or a job or whatever, a physical world, a car or some kind of money, once they have created it in the sixth dimension, and that will happen in the third dimension, the physical world. And why it's not happening for many people is they're failing in creating in the sixth dimension. So third, create money, and money is the positive energy which can help to change many lives. And so the create and distribute money. So all these things we do through meditation. That's actually mind power. Mostly how we do is through meditation. And meditation, there are a lot of complicated meditation and religious meditation. And mind power meditation we have taken from the spiritual scientists, many spiritual scientists, we have taken many aspects of this meditation. First thing, we have to sit very comfortably, very, very comfortably. Second thing, we have to start breathing, closing the eyes, shutting the eyes, and neutralizing all the five senses. Then breathing 6 to 9 times. Then second level is progressive muscular relaxation. Third level is forgiveness, gratitude, and unconditional love. That means emotional neutralization. That actually awakening the divine particle within us. The fourth level is dharana. That's what Patanjali speaks in Yoga Sutra. Thought focusing. What exactly you want to have in your life? Like you want to have a car, you want to have a house, you want to have a nice job, you want to have a child, you want to have a marriage, and then you deepen it. You can go to each and every details of that details what you want to have. Then you can visualize in the fourth dimensions with the feeling. Then you can give deepest suggestions through affirmation. And in the eighth level, you can give out the thoughtless unity with the universe. You are creating. You are creating in the sixth dimension what exactly you want. And there you are going without any thought. There you create inside you a thoughtless unity, and you are with the universe. There you can feel ecstasy. You are beyond something. And within this process, you can eliminate all unwanted programs, all negative programs created in the past, and you can create the future on what exactly you want from the future. You can create the future, and to reprogram your mind and to have a great future. First thing you have to have is to have a great project, a dream project. And you need to set a great goal and a proper planning. Then you have to believe 100% in that goal. A positive emotion into that and focus in that goal. And think only and feel and create that goal within yourself and visualize. And that goal is happening in the fourth dimension. With the feeling, then affirmation, give the deepest suggestions in your subconscious mind. And take massive action. Nothing happens if you don't start action. You need to do action. Then 10th level is wait patiently. You can wait patiently, then it will happen. And these all things we teach. Actually, this is a very, very small cross section of the program. I know there are a lot of limitations. We have this webinar time is very limited. Secondly, there may be some technological problems, bandwidth problem, maybe some communication gap. But the Mind Power program is very, very extensive, and we give a trainers training program. Is 12 days program in a 5-star hotel in Cochin, Kerala, and it's starting on 16th January, the morning 9 o'clock, and the program will be there for 12 days. It's absolutely residential, and it's an international quality program. After this program, the participants will be able to deliver the Mind program anywhere in the world. They can take classes even in the US, in the UK, in France, China, anywhere they can take classes. Global standard classes will be delivered. And the classes, since it's a reprogramming session, some of the sessions will go up to 12 o'clock night, and throughout session, and one of the most important features of the program you have to reprogram yourself at the deepest level. And you have to change yourself. Once you are a very, very successful person, and you can succeed being a trainer. If you are not successful, you cannot make other people successful. So we are so particular, our organization is so particular, you need to be successful in the program. So within this 12 days program, we group all the participants in the international standard, and we teach them all the marketing tool, how a mind training program should be marketed, and including their profile, internet and social media, and how the social media marketing, and everything will be taught, and one-to-one training, and then meditation, and there will be a dozens of meditation they have to execute, they have to learn, they have to execute, they have to take classes, video monitoring and evaluation, and each and every their actions will be monitored and explained to them, and what is ideal and expected and should be explained to them, and to make them a quality program. It should be quality. And since I have traveled around 58 countries across the globe with these training activities, I have collected a lot of training resources, and that training resource, a portion of what I have collected, a copy of myself, I am giving to the participants. That's 800 GB digital resources. That means the world's almost all the trainers, most important trainers, resources are there. It will take at least 5 years to study all these resources if we allocate at least 1 hour per day. So this is more than enough to become an international quality trainer, because it's not from India, it's globally. It's a global training resources. It's include India and almost all the countries it's included, 800 GB material. And it's one-time royalty of the whole material, because our presentations are of a global standard, it's an international standard. So that entire presentation is given to participants, and presentations and videos, and people can associate as a trainer with Lifeline. There are a lot of marketing program, marketing platform with Lifeline, and we have started extensive internet marketing. Already we have a lot of demands from other places, like Calcutta we have demands for training, then Nepal we have demands, Sri Lanka we have demands, Chennai we have demands, Bangalore, Mumbai, Jaipur, and almost all the part of India, engineering colleges, medical colleges, business organizations, sales organizations, corporate houses. They all ask this kind of mind program from our organization. But we are not able to provide all these places. And our aim after this training, and we want to create a network of trainers across the country and the Southeast Asia region. So whoever are well trained and able to deliver well and are in a network, and we want to have a collective interdependence activity. So the referral will be given to the appropriate people working in the appropriate location. So being an associate trainer is a huge advantage, and they can use the platform of Lifeline as their platform, so that they can have a lot of jobs done in their place. And moreover, there are already existing trainers in this country, and they are also ready to help these people. These international resources itself is a huge support, because how American trainers, Australian trainers, UK trainers, and Singapore trainers, how they train, and what are the training tools and methods, and who are the number one trainers, number two trainer, number three trainer, and what are their training products. All we can have from this. So mind training is one of the most important training tool in the entire world. Almost all the trainers, you can take world's top 10 trainers, they are all using uh, mind training. It may not be in the name of mind training, they use different names, but the content is mind. So once we do the mind training in India for 12 days, international quality, international syllabus, everything international facility, but the cost is most advantageous. Once you compare with American cost or UK cost or Canada cost, it's not even 10% of the cost if you compare with other nations. So you can have, after the training, you can have what you spend out of your pocket. The goal is that within 3 months or 2 months, you have to collect. After delivering one or two training, you have to collect all your investments. For example, for my training, for 2 days mind training, most of the cities, my organizers, they collect 7,500 rupees from a candidate. Maybe for 100 people or 200 people, we can calculate how much money they are collecting. These are the different kind of organizers. And once you start training, and through using social media, local newspapers, or sending mails, group mailing, or some of the SMS campaigning, or telemarketing, or some of the marketing techniques put together. There are training organizers having 1,000 or 2,000, 5,000 email IDs, addresses put together. And you can contact all these people. And once you are able to organize training for 30 people or 50 people, and initially if you can give for 50 people or 30 people, as an initial offer for 3,000 or 4,000, 4,000 or 3,000 rupees for a participant, 40 people, and you can calculate how much money you are going to receive. And this is the kind of training money is going to come. A person who is taking up mind training very seriously, he can minimum he can expect the income, a better income than that of a professor in a college, a better income than that of a professor in a college. And in addition to that, the weekend, mostly these mind training are in Sunday or Saturday, the weekends. And in the weekdays, in the evening, many counseling session we have to do. And people, because since we are dealing with the power of subconscious mind and mind, people want to have, they need to have counseling. So most of our trainers already, our existing trainers, they do some kind of counseling. So weekdays we can have counseling, particularly in the evening, and weekend you can give mind training in hotels or colleges. And if you are able to give mind training to colleges, universities, engineering colleges, other educational institutions, it's a great service, because by one service, one workshop, one seminar, you can change the future of the entire student. It's a future making program. So most of these colleges have enough resources to invite trainers. So it's easy for them. It's to engage you, to get engage these mind trainers and counseling. Uh, it's lucrative as well as it's a very good service. And if you are employed, there's no problem. You can do the job, and if you have passion for training, if you love as a hobby or a passion, you can be a weekend trainer. And if you love to do counseling, you can do the counseling in the evening. And once you retire, or if you are away from the job, you can be a full-time trainer, or you can be after this program, you can be a full-time trainer. And this country is badly in need of training and trainers. You can take an example from Singapore. Singapore is a small country, maybe 1/10 of many of the districts in India. But that country has got more than 3,000 trainers, very good trainers. But if you take the case of India, and we cannot see 100 trainers, maybe even 50 trainers, good trainers in India. So, but the fact is that there are a lot of people who speak very well. Their language is good, delivery is good, and body language, the stamina, everything is good. The only difference is they don't have the access to good content. So only thing, we need to get good content. So what Lifeline Foundation and myself, what we can give is good content, and we are an organization comprises of around 50 people, and we do extensive research. And personally, I travel all across the globe and collect the best of the best training information, and we do original research and make this superior knowledge and deliver to you, and you can succeed with this kind of knowledge. And this is a great opportunity, and this event is going to happen on 16th January, and it's in God's own country in Cochin. It's comparing to any other nation, the training is high quality, and future is very bright. It is very helpful, and use this opportunity. All the best.